Hi, it's Wendy from Shiny Happy World. Happy February. It is really cold out where I am now. Well, cold for Asheville. I know a lot of you guys are dealing with some seriously cold temperatures. But in Asheville, when you wake up in the morning and it's like 12 degrees, that is very, very cold. So I have been spending a lot of time sitting inside, not wanting to even stick my nose out of the house, and just getting a ton of handwork done. So that's what I'm going to show you today. That's what we've got going on for most of February as well. And I'll just jump right in and tell you. So first of all, I want to show you the new Ami Club pattern. She is super, super cute. Her name is Haley, and she's a little hippo. And, oh, I almost got rid. There she is. Now she's looking at you. There she is. So Haley is a really sweet little hippo. Very, very easy to make. Her legs, she's got standing legs, so they are crocheted together. Her arms are crocheted in. Her head is all one piece, but you do have to sew the head to the neck, and you do have to sew the ears onto the head. Although I think the ears you could crochet in. I like to position them after the head is already stuffed, and it only took like 2 stitches to attach each one. So I did it afterwards. She is very, very simple to do, very simple style, but there are a lot of variations that you can do with her. So for the Haley Craft Along that we're having this month, try some of the variations. There's a lot you can do just by doing some simple color changes. So let's work our way kind of up from the toes on Haley. You could change colors right around here on her legs and give her some little shoes. You could use a different color for her legs. Instead of making them hippo color, you could give her some tights on her legs. I'm going to be a little indelicate here. If you look under her dress, she is just like a little bare hippo body underneath. But if you changed the color, the last round of the legs, and then working a few rounds up onto the body, you could give her some little underpants. You could do something different for her dress. I used self-striping yarn, this is the first time I've ever used that. I don't often use the variegated yarns because I often don't like the way the colors pool. But I've seen people do stuff with self-striping yarn, so I found some and I got it, and I have to say, I am thrilled with the look on here. So I've got these very subtle color changes, stripes in her body, and I didn't have to color change at all. This is the yarn that I used. It's the Red Heart Super Saver Stripes. And like I said, it worked really well. I only got all the pinks down into the peaches, but as you can see, there's also blues and greens in this, and I'm tempted to make another Haley just to see what color the stripes turn out. I think it would also be great yarn to use for monsters and things like that. So you could use a completely different kind of yarn for her dress. You could give her sleeves. If you did a color change at the bottom of her hands, or right above her hands, she would have long sleeves. If you did a color change further up her arms, she would have little short sleeves. You could give her a little bow in her hair. There's a lot of things that you can do to change up the way this hippo looks, and I can't wait to see the variations that you guys do. So that is Haley Hippo. She is no, there she is. Yeah, there she is. She's looking. There she is. She is the Ami Club pattern for February. So if you're in Ami Club, go ahead and download that pattern. It is waiting for you now. What else is going on? If you look behind me, you'll see that I've made a lot of progress on the embroidery book that I've been working on. This is going to be an amazing book. It's going to have over 400 patterns in it. I think it's actually going to be closer to 500, maybe even a little bit more than 500. But you can see on the board, my design wall behind me, you can see everything except that face up there is one page of designs for the embroidery book. And one of the things that I love is you're going to have on facing pages on the book, you're going to have the finished embroidery that you can look at, and then you're going to have the pattern, and the pattern is going to have the thread numbers right embedded in it. So if you use Sulky Sticky Fabri-Solvy, which is what I use to transfer all of my embroidery patterns, it's going to tell you the thread color that I used for every shape, for all the lines and everything in there, right on the pattern. So once you get it transferred to your fabric, you're going to have all that information right there, and you won't need any other pieces of paper or to carry the book around with you or anything. And that has just been I love doing that, and I'm actually want to go back now and revise all of my old patterns and have that, just because it is so handy to have that information there. So the book is going to be a page that's pattern pieces, just a black and white line drawing for you to transfer, and then a page showing the finished embroidery. And I'm doing a lot of designs that you'll be able to put on tea towels and on jeans and on t-shirts and hats and all kinds of fun things. So you can see behind me, I am now 30% done with the book. So that has been taking, because it's handwork, it takes a lot of time. Each one of those pages back there takes me usually between 8 to 12 hours of embroidery to stitch. So you can imagine that is what I've been spending a lot of my time on lately. So that's got a couple of, there's a good thing and a bad thing that are the resulting from that. The bad thing is that I am not starting the Block of the Month Club yet. Starting a new club means getting the whole subscription thing set up right and working properly, and there's a lot of moving parts behind that. And also, I've never done a quilt club quite like what I'm doing here, so I really want to get it done right and established right from the beginning. So I'm pushing the Block of the Month Club. It's possibly going to launch in March, but I think April is a lot more likely. So look for that in April, and I'll be showing you that at that time. But I'm really, really excited about it. I'm so excited about it that I want to do it right, and I don't want to just be squeezing it in around the time I have because this deadline is coming up really soon for the embroidery book. I'm supposed to have everything finished by the end of March. So lots more stitching to come in my future. So that is the good thing that came out of that. I have been doing so much embroidery, which involves sitting on the couch. And sometimes I like to embroider in silence because I really like the sound of the thread as it goes through the fabric. But a lot of times I like to listen to music or especially watch TV shows. I don't watch movies very much when I do this. I like TV shows where I have established characters and I don't have to look up very often. But I have already watched my way through so many series that I like, and I'm working my way back through Grey's Anatomy again. And I asked some people in the newsletter for some recommendations. And holy cow, I got the most amazing recommendations back. I mean, tons and tons and tons of recommendations. And a lot of people said, hey, share what other people have said too, because I'm always looking for good things to do handwork too. So I compiled all of those in a blog post, and it is now posted live so that everybody else can see it, and people are already adding more suggestions in the comments on that post. So if you like to do handwork in front of the TV, this is an amazing list. It's very BBC heavy because a lot of us are fans of BBC shows. So there's a lot of British mysteries and things in there, which I especially love. But there's a lot of Australian shows too. People saw that I liked the Miss Fisher murder mysteries, and so a lot of people chimed in with some Australian shows. There were a lot of shows on there that were on my radar already that I had heard of but hadn't tried yet. And then there are a bunch of shows that I had never even heard of that have now been out for years and years. So there are a lot of seasons, a lot of episodes to go through, and they look great. I've been adding them to my Netflix queue so that I've got them there the next time I sit down. But that is a great reference for everybody who likes to do handwork in front of the TV. Go check that post out. I'll have a link to it in the blog post that goes with this video where I park this video. So the other thing I want to show you is just a quick update on the Bears in the Hills class. So that class has been going on for a while. It's all handwork, so it's pretty slow. But these are our bears so far. And you can see if I show you the back that we've gotten a lot done on a lot of these hills. So we are still working our way through those, and I'm just adding new videos every time I do a new design in one of the hills, and that's just continuing on as we go. So that is still in progress, but it's getting pretty close to being done. And then as soon as it's done, I'm going to frame, mine is going to be framed, but you can make a pillow or a tote bag or anything like that out of yours. But mine is I've sized it to fit in those 12 by 12 frames that you can find pretty easily at Joann's and places like that, because that's the size of the scrapbook pages. So they make 12 by 12 frames right now that are pretty easy to find. So that is what's happening with the Bears in the Hills class, and that's pretty much what's going on right now. Lots and lots and lots of embroidery and handwork. So we've got embroidery on regular fabric, we've got embroidery on felt, and we've got crochet. So Haley's going to say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye. And have a fabulous February. Stay warm, and I will see you next month. Bye.